Hey everybody. So today I was watching. I'm gonna have to stop the song because this is like my song. And it might just take me somewhere I don't need to go. So I was watching Oprah's Lifeclass, and I know a lot of people may have already talked about something like this. So as everybody knows, my name is Christopher. I'm HIV positive. And I've been HIV positive for 5 years now. And so on Sunday, my dad preached. Yeah, I'm a pastor's kid. So my dad preached about having the ability to forgive those who have hurt you. And I know the last video I made was my letter to HIV. And I really, I've watched other people's and read other people's letters for the campaign for my letter to HIV and how angry they are or upset they are when they get nauseous and everything like that. Yeah, I get nauseous and I get upset and all this other stuff. But there is something about this life class that has made me realize something that I didn't realize that I had already realized previously before, is that I live my life now in these 5 years more grateful than I did before I found out that I was positive. Before I was just living, but I wasn't living it on purpose. I wasn't living my life daily toward a goal that I was passionate about. One thing about me is I am very passionate about fashion. If you know who I am, my nickname is Mr. Fashion Mogul, Christopher Couture. The name of my clothing line is going to be Christopher Amici, all this other stuff. My parents know this. So this is kind of like a video of me, my letter to, or my forgiveness of the stuff that happened to me. When I was a kid, I was molested from like age 6 to age 10. When I told my mom, my real mother, Anna Morris, and this is not to downfall her as a parent. So I'm just trying to give a clause because she's the greatest mother ever, just so you understand. Yes, I have two mothers. I have one who's my real mother. I have an adoptive mother. But my real mother is the best mother ever because she, for the span of my life, 18 years and on, she still to this day raises me and puts me in the path that I'm supposed to be going. It was more so like she would take me like a dart and pull me back, and she let me go, and I'm headed in the right direction. But when I first told her about me getting molested, she didn't know how to respond to it. And I was expecting for her to respond some kind of way. Sorry, I'm saying because I'm waiting for somebody to come. Some kind of way, I guess, to be compassionate or something. But because you don't know what it is that the person may have gone through, then how do you expect somebody to respond to it? So for those years of my life, from 6, for maybe like 5 to 10, and yet it was a family member. It was somebody that was very close to the family. But I forgive him for molesting me. Even throughout my life, you know, I've been in relationships where it didn't last. I've been married. I've been in a relationship that almost basically lasted 10 years. People cheated. People did this in all these relationships. Not just saying these two. I'm just talking about in the span of my life. People cheated on me, all this other stuff. I was raped again. I wouldn't really call it molested again, but I was raped again, taken advantage of again, and all this other stuff. But I feel like I forgive them all. I forgive myself more so for allowing myself to go into relationships that I know I had no business going into in the first place, where they were just trying to pull me back, or they wanted to keep me stagnant, or they wanted me to be somebody that I'm not, versus trying to find a relationship that I really needed. And I'm grateful now for the friends that I have, for the very few that I have. Even the best friends, we don't talk every day, but they're still considered to me a best friend, because they know my deepest and darkest secret, and they still haven't exposed me to everybody else. When my dad talked about, you know, forgiving, that's the part of the video I want to talk about. That I've already talked about that. It's just that I do forgive them. I forgive the people who did take advantage of me, the people who did try to hold me back and didn't want me to go into what I perceived as my destiny or my calling. Even for those who wanted to mistitle me as something that I was not. that I may have had a gifting. Yes, there was a gifting and there was a calling on my life and there was a mantle on my life, but it doesn't mean that I was supposed to do that. Like right now in my life right now, me doing fashion, me being in school for fashion design and marketing, getting ready to graduate with a bachelor's of arts, a BA in fashion design and marketing, I feel that's where I'm supposed to be. Me making this video right now is where I feel like I'm supposed to be. Me helping another person deal with HIV and AIDS feels like that's my purpose. But it feels like everything had to happen in order for it to catapult me to where I am today. So, to talk about the life class, I know I'm going very quickly, but I'm really excited. So, TD Jakes talks about a lot of stuff. There's a lot of points that he makes talking about your purpose. One thing that I love so much, and I wrote notes, please believe me, I wrote notes. So one thing that he talked about was, it is the passion that gives you the power you need, but it is the pain from which you have to have the conviction about it. I agree. Because I feel like if I didn't go through all the hurt and the pain from previous relationships, that I wouldn't be so adamant and so vocal about my HIV status now. Even he went on to talk about, he said, I found my way because you left me. And it was talking about basically because whether a friend or a significant other left you, you found your way. And I feel the same exact way. I feel because these people didn't stick around and because whoever the person may be, they stopped calling me, they stopped texting me, they wouldn't want to talk to me anymore, they didn't want to be around me, they felt like they got what they wanted from me and that was it. End of story. I appreciate you only because now I know what I need versus what I want, if that makes sense to you. I know what I need now. I know what kind of person I need now. I know who I need now. But it's not based upon what I want. It's not based upon how their outer appearance is. It's about the personality and what they can do. I'm going to go quickly now. And it says, he said, I discovered myself when I lost you. I agree with that totally. If you find your purpose, then you won't have to worry about provision. I agree with that totally. And this is the last point I'm going to make. You need to irrigate your life with new people who are not intimidated by your skill set or your giftings. Yes, because the people around me right now are not intimidated about anything. The person that I love dearly, or my friends, or my significant other, or whatever, are not intimidated by my giftings and ability. Whether it be my gifting to sing, whatever you want to say, prophesy, preach, sew, sketch, my knowledge on fashion and fashion history. My best friends are not intimidated by it. But because we all are trying to achieve some kind of goal, it pushes us, even with my best friend Akeem, it pushes us to know more and to seek more and to study more and to be more. And I said all of that to say, I have the best parents in the world. I do. My mother, Anna Morris, and my parents, Inyota and Terrence Reed, I have the best parents because they continually instill in me growth spurts, if that makes sense. And then when I'm watching this life class, I've been watching it since last night up until today. Like I had to keep going back and watching it just to make sure that it really was in me. Because I feel like my passion has led me to my purpose. And now I love harder. And now I do forgive the people for hurting me. I do forgive the people who left the relationships and didn't believe me and believed other people. And I can't say they wasted 9 years of my life or 2 years of my life or that I wasted their life, because I feel like it was a growth spurt for all of us, for both of us. And I feel now that we're better people for what we went through. Yes, I'm HIV positive. No, I don't know who I got it from. And it wasn't because I was a hoe. It wasn't because, I was just sleeping around. Because I can count on literally maybe 1 or 2 hands how many people I've slept with in my entire life. And I started having sex when I was 13. But I forgive myself because I knew what I was getting myself into. I've dated somebody who was HIV positive. And no, I never went back to see if I got it from him, because it doesn't really matter now. What matters now is that I live the best life that I can live. And even though I have bad days, even today was a bad day. I woke up this morning, I felt sick, I felt nauseous, all this other stuff that sometimes comes with it because of stress and all this other junk. But I don't beat myself up because I'm HIV positive. And I don't beat up the HIV because it's in me. I live my life to the fullest every day, and I love harder every day. And I make sure that I keep going towards the center of that bullseye, so that when I leave this earth, I leave this earth empty, and that I filled everybody else's cup and they are overflowing with love and joy and peace and happiness and their purpose. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. I am so full right now that I'm just full. I'm full because I'm happy. This is the happiest I've been, and I'm not gonna reveal my age, but baby believe, for me to be the happiest I've ever been since childhood says volumes. And to all of y'all, if anybody ever watches this, find your passion. And let your passion lead you to your purpose. But don't be bitter. Don't be upset. Don't be angry that when people talk about you, backbite you. I allow shade. And yes, I do, my best friend Akeem says he prays every day that God, allows him to detect shade whenever it's being thrown at him. For me, my prayer is that he blocks the shade. I allow the shade because the shade allows me to grow. And if you have to shade me, boo, then that means that you're not happy with you. So, boo, I'm good. So, that's all I wanted to say. I'm getting ready to leave. I'm about to go hang out with Jasmine, who I would kind of sort of work for and is like a mentor to me in the fashion industry, learning to sew and all this other stuff. Even though I know how to sew. But I'm getting ready to leave. I'm just happy. And I just want to say to you all, find your passion so that it can lead you to your purpose. And don't be bitter about stuff. Because, baby, with all the stuff that's happened to me, being raped multiple times and molested multiple times, I could have let that stuff kill me. But I tell you now, I'm not letting it kill me. I'm going to live my life the best way I know how. I'm going to live my purpose like I'm supposed to. Live my best life. And I'm living it on purpose. So, I'll see y'all later.